Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be back. This is Linda Karanzalis, board certified cognitive specialist and brain-based expert in learning. Also part of the neurodivergent population. I am a learning specialist as well, so I can totally relate to you. And that's why I started this channel, because for years I went to all these people and nobody could really understand me with a nonverbal learning disorder and ADHD. So I'm kind of here to tell you things that have kind of helped for me. And one of those things is essential oils. Now, why would you use essential oils with ADHD, nonverbal learning disorders, all kinds of processing issues, auditory, visual, dysgraphia, dyslexia, because, and many others, because we have a lot of anxiety. Now, granted, everybody has anxiety, but our anxiety is increased. Even though we look just like everybody else, we have a lot more struggles than those of our neurotypical counterparts that are wired, basically like the rest of the population, because we're in the minority. So we have extra struggles that really can cause issues with anxiety. Again, with a nonverbal learning disorder, anxiety is extremely high because you're not processing approximately anywhere from 60 to 80% of the communication that's nonverbal. That percentage varies according to what source you're referring to. It varies. So there's a lot of anxiety when you're not sure how you're coming across, if you're being too blunt, not tactful enough, even with ADHD. But it's more of a language issue. Even though you're well-spoken, you're not getting everything that's coming in and picking up, because only the verbal, as I've said many times, is coming in. So it's a lot of anxiety. I myself have said that it's kind of like walking on jello. You're never really sure where your footing is, and if you're going to step in an area where you're just going to collapse, not knowing how situations will play out with others. So also with those on the spectrum, autism, with sensory overload. I mean, everything's coming in all at once and it can be overwhelming. So these are things that some people are on medication for and some people are not. But the anxiety is super high. And there's also issues with medication. Some people, medication doesn't work at all. There's also those who, where it wears off, they kind of crash. Those that are very moody, and this can happen when the medication crashes, especially in the late afternoon. So that people that are on meds are also looking for assistance. Not meeting other people's expectations is stressful. Your work, at work, your boss, teachers, yourself, your spouse, your friend, not really meeting all those expectations because of your neurodivergence. So you're kind of putting out fires all day. You're losing things, not remembering things. A lot of stress dealing with the life tasks. So even me doing this is a little stressful. I'm used to talking and giving presentations, but I really need to be mindful that I am staying on the topic and I'm telling you things in the proper sequence. So bear with me, because I know sometimes I go off tangent. So I'm not a doctor. Check with your doctor. I'm not saying in place of medication or anything. Be careful with them. I want to put the statement out there. Be careful with the oils with your pets, because some of them have died. There are essential oils that you can use around your pets that are perfectly safe, and there are those that are not. So we're going to talk about the oils. And, there's not too much research on them, and so some people say they're pseudoscience or whatnot. But if we wait for the research to come out on everything, because everything is not research, because there's money involved and not everybody is interested in doing the research. So, we're going to miss out on a lot of things that help ourselves, because we can see from other people what they say and the effects, because there's like millions of people that use essential oils, and even hospitals are now starting to include them. And hospices. So it's becoming more and more widely into the mainstream. So the history is, real quick, back to 4500 BC, manuscripts have been found with documentation of essential oils all over the world in all civilizations, even for healing. So you know, these, you can get, it produces spiritual, physical, emotional well-being, okay? And history is our teacher. We can just go back and, you know, there's tons of research if you want to do it. But be careful also, I told you about pets, but you can also be allergic. And you could get, you know, itchy and small bumps. Not many people talk about that. There really isn't any proof of any harmful side effects of essential oils. So what do you have to lose? Also, we're going to get into them now a little bit about what they are. What exactly are essential oils? They come from plants, trees, shrubs, and flowers. And there is a heat distillation process that gets these oils out. Okay, so again, the plant extracts, and you're getting hundreds and hundreds of compounds from these oils that each have specific properties and actions, just like a lot of medication, you know, we get from plants, and that's how it started. So they are inhaled, and they can cross the blood-brain barrier, which is really the benefit, is that they go through the limbic system of your brain, and then there's systems underneath that, without giving you a history lesson. But they cross the blood-brain barrier when they're inhaled or diffused. And very, very small molecules have to cross the blood-brain barrier, and many are not let in. And there's even documentation that this is a problem in medicine, that they can't treat certain things. I think it's chemo, people that have gone through chemotherapy. I'm not really sure, but there's documentation that there are some things that are a struggle because treatments are not crossing the blood-brain barrier. Now, we have supplements, we have, which that's a whole nother topic. We have medications that go through our digestive system, but it takes longer to get through the blood-brain barrier. And again, they are not essential oils. So the oils do different things. So we talked about where they come from. So they do regulate your stress and your fear. Like I just see I'm getting off a little bit. Got to get back on. Of how they work and what they are. But they, as I said, they work through the limbic system. And it's the quickest way to experience the mental and the psychological benefits with the oils. Because remember, there's a tight gap of cells from your blood-brain barrier, and there's these little junctures, and they only allow very, very, very small molecules through, and they're fat-soluble molecules, and the brain is made up of fat. So they pass through the capillary wall and into the brain tissue very quickly. They are not all equal, okay? There are tons and tons and tons of essential oil that say that they are natural, but they are not. Okay, they are made of synthetics and toxic materials. You have to get them that are from the whole plant and that are organic. And I use Doterra oils. I know that there's others, but this is the one that I feel the most confident in, is Doterra. They vary in price. Some of them can be expensive. Some of them are not. And they're expensive because of the amount of plants and flowers and shrubs that they need to get these oils, and that's why they're expensive, and the whole process. But they are well worth the money, and they do last a while. And if you're getting relief, I highly recommend them, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So make sure that there's testing and quality control. I mean, I'm not an expert in essential oils, but I can tell you what I know. And I want to share them with you because they have been so effective for me. I've used peppermint when I've gotten headaches and I'm nauseous. Doterra has brands that have different combinations that can help you. Like this here is In Tune, and you can take this with you and you can use In Tune. Hi, Roger. How are you? Love Brainware Safari. Use it all the time with my clients. Give a plug for Brainware. I've seen miracle things with that program. Kids really and adults improve. So anyway, you put it on your wrist, okay? And you can carry it with you. So if you're at work or for your child in school, it's very, very discreet. And you kids can go in the bathroom and they can put it on, Okay, and that has, I believe, Vetiver in it. There's a very small study that Vetiver is effective for ADHD. So if you have kids, I would recommend you diffusing Vetiver while they're doing their homework. If they can't get up in the morning, because a lot of people that are neurodivergent like myself, especially with ADHD, cannot get up in the morning, it is very difficult because our brains don't turn on and get up. And even when we're up, we're not really up. It takes a while. That's why a lot of people are grumpy in the morning. So what I recommend is to use some peppermint and put it by your bed and start distilling that using a diffuser, because a diffuser you can get a lot in, okay? And then you can also use later on, if they're eating breakfast, to, a little grumpy in the morning, not waking up, you can use some orange and diffuse that. So there's a lot of different places that you can diffuse. I have a diffuser in every room, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, in the family room. And I use them for many, many different reasons. If your child is on medication or if you have anxiety, especially with nonverbal learning disorder, which is what I have, there's so much anxiety, as I mentioned before, due to not getting all the information in for social reasons that you can't apply and read what people are saying. You can use Serenity. I just got a text from a mom, and she said she's been using Serenity, which is from Doterra, and it's really made a big difference. It's been a game changer because her daughter's medication, sometimes even with a little baby dose to get through homework, is unable to sleep at night. So you can use Serenity, you can use Lavender. I have Lavender right here, okay? And there's different ways that you can use the oils. You can inhale them, you can massage them, you can put them and rub them in your hand and then deeply breathe in. And I just immediately feel the relief. You can probably even see my eyes and that I'm just more relaxed. So I'm a big proponent of the oils for dealing with medication side effects, dealing with anxiety, all the stress of learning, from poor executive functioning difficulties, which affect performance, which, I'll do another show on that. So here's some of the oils that you can use. They are for concentration, focus, and memory: rosemary, peppermint, lemon, basil, and frankincense. So they do often help more than one thing. And when I diffuse them, I'll put 3 drops or 4 drops of one and 3 or 4 of another one. Essential oils, again, for sleep, would be lavender and frankincense or Serenity from Doterra. Anxiety, stress is going to be, again, lavender, chamomile, really helps with that. But some people can be allergic to that, so you have to really be careful about that and make sure that you're not. So the Doterra has the blends, and there's so many oils, I can't go into all of them. You can research this stuff. But In Tune is really good for school and work and on the job. It's portable. Doterra has Peaceful Child, Pure Focus. They also have a thinker roll that you can roll on that also can help during homework and other activities. So you're going to use them through smell, through the aroma, through an oil diffuser, just as I showed you, applying a drop to your hands and inhaling. You can use them in massage. You even can take them in internally. They have, Doterra has capsules, and you can put the oils in there, especially for digestive problems, which a lot of people with on the spectrum, ADHD, have huge digestive problems that we're finding out, that brain-gut connection. So you can investigate that. Always ask your doctor as well. I'm not a doctor. So I gave you some of the situations, but I also wanted, I'm veering off a little because I'm trying to stay on topic. Don't put them near your eyes, ears, or mouth, or they will irritate you. Now, I gave you some situations. I'm going to give you a little more. You're driving your kids to school. Some mornings can be horrific with kids with ADHD. Or kids that are school phobic and they don't want to go to school because they're not experiencing success and they're depressed, but they have to go to school. There's so many topics to be addressed, really. So you can get a Doterra diffuser and put it in the car. It plugs into, here's my word retrieval. It plugs into the car lighter. And again, these are 100% organic, top quality. So you can get that. You can use the orange in the morning to, better mood. You can use something for anxiety. You can use these on car trips. You can send them on trips for day trips with your kids in school or yourself at work if you have, presentation or, you're really anxious about it. You can use them, as I said, for getting up in the morning and falling asleep at night. You can use them like if you're arguing with somebody in the midst of a major argument, and a lot of people that have impulsivity say things that they regret, and to just take a deep breather and do this to just calm down in the moment and go back to it when you're not upset anymore. So some of these oils, again, you can, you're going to have to investigate them. I don't have all the oils listed. I just wanted to jump on real short today and keep it simple. So I think I've told you everything about the oils that I wanted to tell you. If you want to go to my website, it's ADDvantagesLearningCenter.com with 2 Ds, and I have a Doterra link there. You might not want to get diffusers there because they can be a little pricey, but you can get them cheaper at Walmart. And you want to get a diffuser that's also, mine is over here, give me a second, that holds a decent amount of water, because otherwise you're going to be filling it up all the time. So especially with executive functioning problems, you don't want a little bit of water, because you're going to have to remember to constantly fill it all the time in the midst of everything else going on through the day. You don't need more stress because you're doing it to reduce your stress. So it's kind of fill it and forget it. Those of you that have ADHD get that. To somebody else, they might not, but I know that you get it. So you want to use those kinds, but it's AdDvantagesLearningCenter.com with 2 Ds. The Doterra link is on there. I think it's under helpful products. And just to give you a little bit, if you missed the beginning, I'm a board certified cognitive specialist. I'm an expert in brain-based learning. I'm a former special education teacher. And I also have a nonverbal learning disorder with ADHD. So I get where you're coming from. I know exactly how you feel. So between the combination of my personal experience and my professional background, I can help you. So thanks for listening and watching. I love to hear from you on Facebook, on Messenger. All my social network things are online. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, I love to hear from people, and give me any topics that you want to know about. So everybody have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you, and I will be back on again soon. Bye for now.